This video is for The Living Earth, Unit 1.3, Describing Populations. Today's essential question is, what are the factors that affect population demographics? Our first main idea, populations. Ecologists study various levels of organization of the natural world. Defining these levels of organization helps clarify the scope of the ecologist's studies. An ecosystem includes all the living and non-living components of the environment within a specified area. A community refers to a collection of interacting species or populations within an ecosystem. And a population is a group of individuals of a species within a community. A species is defined as a group of interbreeding organisms that can produce fertile offspring. Population ecology focuses on all the members of a given species living in a given location. Studying population gives ecologists information about the population size, density, and the distribution of those organisms. Population size and density. The size of a population can be used to determine both the health of a given population as well as the health of the ecosystem. Changes in population size can be caused by natural or human-caused ecological and environmental processes. Determining the cause of an observed population fluctuation requires long-term studies of normal population fluctuations. The size of a population varies with births, deaths, immigration, and emigration. The rate of increase of a population, which we represent as lowercase r, is affected by factors such as the average number of offspring, the average lifespan, the age at which organisms reproduce, and their survival of the young. Multiplying that lowercase r value by the current population size, which we represent with a capital N, is used to calculate the rate of population growth, which we represent with a capital G, meaning the equation can be written as capital G is equal to little r times capital N. Growing populations have a positive r value, hence big G is also positive. Declining populations have a negative little r value, hence big G is negative. The value of little r also changes based on the time frame used in the calculation. Seasonal and other short-term changes in population size are common and very natural. These can be due to fluctuations in temperature, disease cycles, food availability, and other factors. Long-term trends in populations indicate larger-scale ecosystem changes. Population size is only one factor to consider when studying a population. Population density is the number of individuals per unit area or volume. In human populations, urban areas have higher population densities than rural areas. Similarly, population densities vary based on the available resources in an area. Increased population density makes finding a mate easier, but it also increases competition for resources. In cases where population size is relatively small, for example on an island, population density can be measured directly. For larger populations, density must be estimated using sampling techniques. Sampling techniques vary based on the organism and location being studied. For example, counting the individual insects on a given tree and multiplying that number by the number of trees in an area will provide an estimate of the population density of a given insect population. Population distribution. Describing population distributions provides information about environmental and social factors affecting that population. Clumped distribution is common in situations where resources are unequally dispersed. Plants and other organisms may show clumped distribution around water sources or areas of increased nutrient concentration. Clumped distribution can also result from positive interactions between individuals. Clumped distributions, such as those seen in fish, can protect individuals in the group from predation and make it easier for individuals to find mates. Uniform distribution results from negative interactions between individuals. In areas with a relatively even distribution of resources, plants with fewer competitors in their immediate vicinity have increased access to resources. These plants may produce chemicals to inhibit the growth of other plants. This produces a uniform distribution, as the plants do not grow well when they are too close to each other. Animals generally achieve uniform distribution through territorial behaviors rather than chemical inhibition. Random distribution is less common in the natural world. This occurs when the relationship between individuals is neither positive nor negative. Individuals are independent of each other, and resources are sufficient throughout the environment, again, which is fairly rare. Population demographics. Population ecologists study population size, density, and distribution to gain an understanding of the health of the population, as well as how individuals in the population interact with each other and their surroundings. Demographics are statistical data that represent these factors. Scientists use census data to characterize their demographics, specifically or more relevantly to human populations. These data can then be used to make political and policy decisions. Ecologists can use population demographics to even develop action plans for conservation. At this point, you should be able to generate a full and appropriate response to today's essential question. What are the factors that affect population demographics?